Hey, look who's here. Hey, me, Matt. Matt here, and I have a special guest. Killer Kyle is in the house. Hell, yep. It's been how long, man? Fuck.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Shit. I mean, Wheels of Fury is coming back next week, but I figured that I'm gonna do the FYTER Fest anyway, so why not have Kyle with me? And it's actually looking to be a good show. It's like WrestleMania, where it's gonna be a 2-day event.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking looking forward to that. Yeah. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I've been keeping track of Dynamite, and it's looking to be a good show. There's one match that seems to be up in question as to whether or not it will happen, but we'll have to see how it goes leading into FYTER Fest.
So we began with Best Friends versus Cowboys shit, Adam Page and Kenny Omega. So this match is going to be interesting. I like the lead up, like the vignette they had last week with the Best Friends talking about how they haven't been tag team champions, and Kenny Omega and Adam Page, we don't know if they're on the same page, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that match. I don't see Adam turning heel right now.
No.
But, you know, I like the Best Friends, and I know that Trent Beretta's been all over the place. And I guess so is Chuck Taylor. I mean, both guys were in Ring of Honor as well. I just don't know. I don't want to see Best Friends win just yet. But I don't know how long Kenny and Adam can have the titles.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, do Chuck and Trent deserve a title run? I think so. Will they get it on FYTER Fest? I don't know. And I don't really think it's time yet for Omega and Page to lose the tag titles yet. How long they will have them for, who the hell knows? I mean, they've already held the tag titles now for 4 months? Maybe longer?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have been going really good, and they are a great team. I mean, yeah, they're polar opposites of each other. They've got Adam Page as like this true cowboy, if you will. He drinks beer, drinks whiskey, and does all this other stuff. He's mainly a loner, if you will. And you got Kenny Omega, who's like the super athletic, outgoing, and over-top guy. And you put the two of them together, and they are great. Like, they seem to have some issues being on the same page at first, but once they were able to gel together, they've been an amazing team. And I think it was a really good idea to put the tag titles on both of them. Because, I mean, like, in Adam Page's career, and I mean, I'm sure you have, Matt, and I have as well, pretty much followed Page's career since his Ring of Honor days. I don't know what organizations he was with before Ring of Honor, but definitely followed his career when he was in Ring of Honor until now in AEW, and this is basically his first title in his career, so it's really good that they did that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, don't really think it's time for Page and Omega to give up the tag titles yet. How long they will have the titles for, I don't know. And as far as the best friends go, it's like, okay, they've done really, really well together. They've had some really, really good tag matches. I just would like to see more of them and more from them.
Right.
To solidify that they should be the top contenders for the tag titles. Now, I mean, there was this whole thing about the record, and if you have a good record, you can be in line for a title shot and what have you, but I mean, right now it just kind of seems to be all over the place as to who the top contenders are. Maybe it's just one of those things where there's a ranking system, and whoever is ranked where will determine whether or not they get a title opportunity. Like, you know, Sheeta was the number one woman in the women's division for a number of weeks, and then she ended up taking the title off of Nyla Rhodes. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of people that have had a really good record in AEW. Some of them are undefeated, some of them have only a few losses. It really all depends as to what meaning your record in AEW means to you getting a title. It doesn't really seem to be that way. Could be just me, but it doesn't seem that way. It almost seems as if your record doesn't mean anything. There's no significance. But if how good your record is determines whether or not you are a number one contender for a title or a top contender. Let's say one in the top 10, then, you know, that's what it should be, but that's probably me just nitpicking, but, you know.
Right. So this next match, we have Cody Rhodes, who will put the TNT title on the line against Jack. I almost said Jack Swagger.
Jake Hager.
Jake Hager. Shit.
Foul!
Okay, yeah, so I don't know if I asked you this. What do you think of the TNT title?
The TNT title is a title that it's a good representation of TNT itself. I mean, it's not the fanciest looking belt in the world, but at the same time, it represents TNT and what TNT is. So there's that, and you know, they've got Hagar as the muscle of the inner circle, if you will, and he's done fairly well for himself right now. He hasn't had very many matches. It's mainly been like Sammy Guevara or Santana, Ortiz, Jericho every once in a while. Hagar hasn't had very many opportunities at a championship. As far as Cody is concerned, him having the TNT title, there may be some people that have a negative opinion about Cody having the title because he's one of the, you know, executives of the company, and there's a whole thing with him and Jericho, I think it was, where if he lost the match, he wouldn't challenge for the AEW title. So, with that, I mean, okay, you don't want him being a world champion, whatever. I don't care. But having him have a title, to me, made sense. Because this is an example of Cody being able to balance being an in-ring competitor and also being an executive of a company. Now, there have been a lot of previous people that have been in organizations that have had some pull in the company, if you will, and there's been a lot of people that have said that whoever it was in that position as an authority figure, head of the organization, whatever you want to call it, for their own gain.
Yeah, Cody definitely is one of those guys that has been in the wrestling business forever, obviously, not just in WWE, but before.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, Japan, and the fact that people were talking about him disrespecting his dad by not using the Rhodes name. I don't know how that works, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Jake Hagar definitely, well, he had a better MMA career than CM Punk. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Because Jake is one of those guys that is the muscle. Obviously, that's what you said. And, by the way, what the fuck happened to Jeff Cobb?
Yeah.
So,
I think it might have been one of those things where, because Jeff is still, I guess, under contract with Ring of Honor, that it was only a one-time thing. Because I thought he was a free agent and he was on the market and he got picked up by AEW. But they basically had him do a little bit with Moxley, and he had one match, and that was it.
yeah. So for this match, I think I'm gonna go with Cody. I mean, Jake is gonna get his match in the end, I'm sure, and he's gonna get the TNT title. But as of right now, I have no idea. But you gotta also take into consideration that you have the inner circle that can interfere. So
I can see that being a viable point. And just briefly finishing up what I was saying is, you look back at the days of WCW, it was like the 80s, I think, till near the end of their run, you had like Kevin Nash had a top spot in WCW, and so did Hulk Hogan, and I think there was a few others in there, and they also still competed regularly.
yeah.
And it seemed to be that there was a lot of people that say that they had these positions as for their own gain. That all being said, I don't see Hager winning the title from Cody, only because I think he needs more matches under his belt before he should get a title. He's only had 3-4 matches or so in AEW, and he's getting a shot at the TNT title. Now, Cody has said he will defend title with All Comers, which is great. I just feel like right now, for Hagar, it would be too soon. So I say the title stays on Cody.
I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. So now you have Penelope versus Carrie, Sheeta, or whatever,
right.
You know. This is going to be an interesting match. I don't know a lot of matches from Penelope, but the AEW Women's Championship is good for Sheeta. I really enjoy seeing her in that role, and being the first person to beat Nyla Rose,
yes.
That was pretty fucking cool. But I don't know. I think that short and sweet, I'm just gonna say Sheeta's gonna win and retain.
Yeah, I mean, Penelope Ford has had some really good matches that I've seen. She hasn't really done a whole lot. I mean, she's a very talented wrestler, and she does great in-ring work. But again, it's one of those things where it's her first title opportunity, and yet she hasn't really done very many matches.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think Sheeta will keep the title. I mean, like, you look at Sheeta, she's a great in-ring performer. She's a great wrestler. She has that unique personality of, like, she has fun, she enjoys herself, she's happy, she's bubbly, but it's not over the top. And yet at the same time, she's also shown that she can be one hell of a badass.
Yeah, for sure. So now we go on to a tag team match player. We've got the Private Party versus Santana and Ortiz of the Inner Circle, obviously. There's two guys that really made a good name for themselves in TNA or Impact.
Yes.
With Conan, and then of course now they're on AEW, and yeah, I really enjoy this tag team. I like Private Party as well, if they weren't a fucking Street Profits knockoff. But I think...
Yeah, I mean, Private Party and Street Profits are quite similar, although there are things that are different about them as well.
Oh, for sure.
Santana and Ortiz are a really good tag team. You know, like you said, in Impact Wrestling, they were phenomenal. You know, the whole LAX thing. They held the Impact Tag title 4 times, I think.
Yeah.
And you could rattle off a list of matches that they had that were absolutely outstanding, you know. With Dave and Jay Chris, that barbed wire massacre, I think.
5150 as well.
Yeah, 5150 Street Fight. The Concrete Jungle Death Match.
Yes.
Several others. I mean, the rivalry, I'd say one of the best rivalries that they had in Impact. Well, there's two in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of course, one I just mentioned against the Chris brothers, Jake and Dave, and then also their outstanding rivalry and amazing series of matches they had with the Lucha Brothers.
Yes.
So, yeah, they had an amazing, amazing run in Impact. And they seem to have picked up exactly where they left off. They didn't seem to lose any momentum switching from Impact over to AEW. I think that this match should be a good match.
Yeah.
It should be high flying. It should be over the top. It should be electric. It should be just outstanding.
Yeah.
I feel that there could be a lot of potential for Santana and Ortiz to win. You know, not to take anything away from Private Party, there just seems to be that extra something that Santana and Ortiz has that could give them the win.
Yeah. Hasta la muerte.
Hehe.
Que los pares.
Yes, yes.